love the game. I love the idea of being a player. I was watching the Mac 13, 14. I always was the guy that had the girls in school. So around that 18 mark, I ran into a chick who was already stripping at while I was performing at a concert, opening up for Lil Flip. I told this story before. And she stuck around there and she wanted to fuck with me. And then after that, it was just like I kept dibbling dabbling, but I knew the game was for me. I knew my mouthpiece was like the way I was gonna really get it to it. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying. So when you deal with women on that level, how is it? How is it for you just dating, just a square broad, when you used to a certain level of being catered to? We'll say.
Um, to be honest, I don't know if I'm ever had it in me. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause the reality of it is even outside of just the traditional game, like I know I'm a player type of dude, so I don't never see myself just dealing with one woman. You know what I'm saying? And I
Mhm.
feel like the problem with most men is they not real enough with women to let them know that up front. Like I'm not to settle down, tell you I love you, kissy face with you all day type of dude. It just
Mhm.
ain't in me. And I think when men are capable and strong enough within themselves to open up and be like, this is how I move, it's gonna be a lot more women that's gonna surprise you and accept it, especially if they really want to fuck with you. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Have you ever tried a one-on-one relationship? Are you just neglecting it, or you had a bad experience with it?
I wouldn't say neglecting it. I mean, I would say when I was, in my youth, I had a couple quasi girlfriends and shit in school. But man, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I told you, 18, I was already, running across, grown hoes. Like I'm 18, I'm dealing with grown women, 24, 25, even 17, 16. I always dealt with older women. So the average dude that was in school who was hugged up, lovey-dovey with his girlfriend, it was not me. Even the girls that I would call my girlfriend, I would always have other girls. They never took me serious on some, this really my boo like type shit. You know what I'm saying? So even in school, like when I would have the girlfriends, I don't know. It may be weird, it may sound weird, but I always was like a player type of dude. I never liked the concept of being too into one chick and getting my heart broke and all. It just ain't me. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. I was like that. Shit, pretty much my whole life until I got a little older, and I felt like I wanted to possibly have a family and shit. And since I didn't grow up with no father, he passed away.
Mm.
I felt like let me start the right way. Now I'm talking like I'm married and with kids now, but I'm not none of that. But that's just when I said, if I have a child, I want to like show them,
The right way.
yeah, the right way, some family shit. Because I didn't get a chance to witness that, and I know that what I missed out from it. You feel me?
And I identify with that too. And I think for me, it was just like a decision early in life. Like I knew I was gonna be so into my craft with the music and the art and shit that I knew it was gonna take my purpose and what I was trying to do was gonna outweigh my desire for that. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that I can't tell you the future, but like I'm so locked into that shit that it's like I feel like that's more of what I'm here to do than per se, you know, just a family thing. Because the people I touch, I feel like are my family. You see what I'm saying? The people I touch with the things that I do, that's like extended family for me. So
Mhm.
I feel like when I'm living within my purpose, it's hard for me to sit here and tell you that I could stop that and be taking kids to school and doing this or that. I mean, I done had girls that had kids, you know what I'm saying, and I treated them like my kids, you know what I'm saying? But like for me, I wouldn't want to do that and not be able to give them the time and attention that I feel like I was supposed to have when I was a kid. I wouldn't want to shortchange no kid.
Let's segue into that. How do you feel? Because you know, in the men's space, there's so much ridicule about dating women with children. How do you feel about dating single mothers and stepping in as a stepdad and everything and so forth?
I feel like it depends on that man. You know, I feel like if you got your life set up in a certain way, and you really fucking with that woman, and y'all got that type of scenario where y'all good for each other, I don't see a problem in it. You know what I'm saying? In that space. But at the same time, you gotta know what you're dealing with. You gotta know what type of baby father she already got. She can't just be a chick that you meeting and you just coming in and being Superman trying to save the day and she using you. And that's a lot of dudes. You see what I'm saying? A lot of dudes just desire the female. She's beautiful. She got a kid or two already, and they want to swoop in just because she fine. They not looking at all the cons that come with this motherfucker. They just want to do that. But like I say, if everything matches up and she's still an asset to your life in some way, man, go for it. Step in. You know what I'm saying? You might be just what she needs, and she might be just what you need. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I asked that too because you know I'm an older cat. You know I'm 44, so unless I had a young fetish for young girls, which I don't, most of these women gonna have a kid anyway. You know what I'm saying that you meet.
Facts.
You know, so a lot of that shit be like they be expecting to meet girlfriends, excuse me, virgins and all that. I'd be like, y'all niggas is worried about the
Y'all
one.
is crazy. Yeah. Come on,
That
man.
ain't,
By the
that
time you get
ain't
to that age, she gonna come with like, come on.
yeah, man. And then a lot of times, um, women were under the wrong leadership. You know, so I always tell cats like, you know, when you dating, if you want to date serious, you got to make sure that her weaknesses are ones that you can deal with, because there's always going to be some bullshit when you in a relationship. When you date somebody and they you get used to their ass and they get used to you, it one of my students hit me up. He was telling me about some relationship bullshit about how his girl was acting, and he was just like, "Bro, is this regular?" I'm like, "Yeah, bro." So you know, you can get to a point where this shit don't affect you. You know what I'm saying? You can have a girl and she can be on her nagging shit, but at the same time, you know, she a woman. You're not obligated to step down and entertain that shit if you don't want to. I feel a lot of guys fuck up in the game because they feel like they always have to respond to every single thing. And I say sometimes the best
Ooh,
response is nothing, man. Real,
facts.
real talk. Because once you
Facts.
go
I
back,
agree with
I
that.
call it tussle gang, bro. I'm not tussling no gang with no bitch, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I ain't
Facts.
doing.
And I think that just it's just the best way to keep your peace. Cause like if you feel like women gonna trip on shit, you know what I'm saying? They gonna be passionate about shit. They gonna be way more irritated about a lot of shit that you may not be stressing about. And so if every time she get mad or she get angry or she say something slick, you going off, you going crazy, you feel like you got to put your hands on her, you really probably gonna stress yourself out more than her. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, she looking for a reaction. So my reaction usually is gonna be, I'm calm. You know what I'm saying? I'm calm. I'm listening. I'm observing. And a lot of times, man, I probably can look at a person and they can read my facial expression and tell, like, stop playing with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, I'm not, I don't want to deal with this shit. You know what I'm saying?
I think it boils down to this, bro. Like, when you're in a relationship, the woman gotta fear losing you, and I don't mean like she gotta like be on her knees praying to God every day that you return to her, but she has to have some fear. And a lot of times when these women start talking to you greasy shit, that's what they lack. And you try to
Mm,
counter it with more greasy shit. But the thing is nigga, you ain't got the words to bring her back, bro. She disrespecting you because some women want you to be the reason. You got to understand that. Sometimes they call it pushing you away, bro. Sometimes they pushing you away. All women, they don't have the guts to tell you they don't want to fuck with you no more because they care about the validation from other people and they don't like looking like the bad guy. So they want to make it you the bad guy to push you away and then you fire them so then they can get sympathy from everybody else. You know what I'm
facts,
saying? So
facts.
yeah, you can't get wrapped up in that, man.
Not at all, man. Not at all. And I think, um, I think that kind of goes to just, man, making sure that you always hold yourself to a standard of value. And I think, a lot of men don't pride themselves into being valuable. So like if she see you as a valuable guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, this dude smart. This dude didn't taught me some things. This dude is a hustler. This dude is focused. Whatever she feel like a lot of other dudes lack, like you say, a motherfucker gonna be like, man, it ain't just about him losing me, man. Like, it's gonna be a hard to replace this dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't make a lot of niggas like this dude.
Hmm. Yeah, it's all about building yourself up. I think that in a space, and I want to ask you about that. Like in the space, I think they kind of go over the hill with it. Like, it's always good to be on your purpose. It's good to follow your dreams and shit like that. But at the same time, is if it's centered around a woman's validation, uh, it's you're doing it backwards. What
You
I
might have to
said.
say that again. They need to hear that one again now.
Yeah, man,
Uh-huh.
it be for the woman's validation, bro. And I would always tell guys that when you're dating, when you first start dating, don't always shoot for the ones you want. And the reason somebody might say that's crazy and all of that, but see what happens is, see, if you don't have no gang charisma and shit about yourself, and you shooting for the stars, you gonna miss. And what happens is, if you miss too many times, you lose your confidence, then you don't shoot. You know what I'm
Fact.
saying? So you got to get used to. So like I said, when we talked before, like I was dating the grown women, and it wasn't just like, oh, I'm the shit because I got women out of high school, but it was just the fact that I had got used to women that were older, and they were catering to me because they had to, because I was the young stallion or whatever you want to call it that they wanted. And so I was the sex guy for them. For the most part, I'm a teenager, so I ain't got shit else. But what I'm saying is they, what you need, what you want, baby, come here, I've got a meal for you, all of this type of shit. So in reverse, you could meet a woman and she could be like telling you, when you gonna take me out? Like that's the worst turn off for me, bro. Like I hate, especially if I feel like we haven't even had that type of vibe. I don't like when a woman try to ask me or tell me to do some shit, bro. How you feel about that?
No, I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah,
I
I don't.
feel you.
Yeah, like so yeah. In the dating thing, and they got the rails, pill space, and the dating space. What you think these cats be teaching wrong? Like, what are some of the biggest misconceptions that you've heard?
I think one of the biggest misconceptions I'm gonna go with is man, motherfuckers like to buy affection. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like this shit is some natural shit, right? So like I done deal with all kinds of women in my life, and the one thing that has always been consistent is if a motherfucker interested, like you ain't even gonna have to go with a whole lot of that phase, right? Like when
Mm,
you first meet a chick, right? You know when a motherfucker liking on you because you like, oh, before I could text her, she might have texted me, or she might have called me, or she might have said, "Oh, I hope you made it home safe." For you see what I'm saying? Like the
mm,
initial, I'm digging you. When it ain't initial like that, you might be reaching out to her and she ain't answering, or you text and you get a text back the next day, or you call and she's busy. You see what I'm saying? These is already signs I'm really not that interested. And
yeah,
then if that continues on, well, now what some of these niggas trying to do? Oh, well, let me take you to Nobu. Let me take you over here and buy you something. Okay, let me try to go on buy your attention since I can't get you to naturally just want to fuck with me and want to hang with me. So now that's your introduction to this bitch is, okay, I'm finna pay my way. Well, if
mm,
that's how you start, that's how you're gonna have to finish. That's how you're gonna have to keep her. Because that was your introduction, right? So as time progresses, if you ever fall off that path of being capable of constantly having to cater to her for that attention, what is she gonna do? She gonna fall the fuck back. Because the interactions was never genuine. Meanwhile, the dude that, went at the chick who was just naturally, oh, you good? You straight? You ate today? You need me to stop through there and bring you something to eat?
mm.
Yeah, that's who you were supposed to be fucking with. You see
Right.
what I'm saying? But a nigga overlooked that motherfucker for the motherfucker who over here who cute who playing them to the left. Oh
Yeah.
man, all I gotta do is try this now and try that and now. I'm saying, okay, keep trying. You know what I'm saying? You'll never fully have that bitch. Even when you got that bitch, you'll never fully have that bitch.
Right. I think for me too, bro. Besides, like even the older women, I had an older brother, and he used to run like the exclusive extreme boyfriend game, and so you feel me. So when I got a teenager and I was ready to get some cheeks myself, I emulated his route. Because I didn't when I was young, 13, 14, I didn't know that women wanted to fuck. I thought that women gave it up to you because they liked you. I mean, I knew that they liked it, but I thought it was more of them given to you because that they into you like that. So I would
Mm-hmm.
approach my first couple of bodies. I would approach them as girlfriend experiences, even though I wasn't really into the woman like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, on my end, every relationship that I've been into, even to this day, I've never courted a woman for a relationship in my life. I've never asked a woman, "What are we?" I've never told a woman, "It's only me and you, baby." So
Mm-hmm.
I'm used to that dynamic of a woman choosing first, for one. And then for two, once I got to relationship dynamics, which means, women are baby food for when you all day. They always want to hug. They always want to kiss. Where you going? Why you didn't call me? Old school. Why you didn't beat me? So I got used to that. And then so when I start like fucking random hoes and shit, if they didn't have that relationship energy, they was already boring to me.
Mm-hmm.
It was already boring.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna ask how my day was. We've been on the phone 5 minutes. What's up? You feel
Mm-hmm.
me? It would be that
Mm-hmm.
kind of vibe. So, um, I think that helps. We all have our different lanes, man. But just in retrospect, just dealing with women on a personal level gives you a different expectation of how they supposed to act. Because random hoes ain't gonna treat you and respect you the way that your bitch do.
No,
You know.
no,
No matter how you swing it, you feel me?
no. Cause that other person, they know you, they know what make you tick, so to speak. So, you might come in the house and that motherfucker already know what shit. This nigga like a massage when he first get off work, or this nigga like to watch this certain shit on NBA TV. So I'm gonna walk out the room and I'm already put it on TV. That new bitch, she don't know that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. So with the dating shit, because I think it's some funny shit, bro. Like one of the things that one of the worst advices that I've heard, and this is just for me personal.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the dudes say that getting a woman's Instagram as beta, you need to get the phone number. That's some of the stupidest shit I ever heard, bro.
Oh,
Especially,
I disagree. Yeah, I disagree.
yeah, nigga. If you got social proof, what the fuck? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you use that? What I'm a set up and give a phone number to a girl for her to call me in a day or two. If I give her my Instagram, I know she gonna go through all of my shit, and she already gonna have me up there in the rotation because she gonna see that I got shit going on. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So that's some of the.
I,
And
I,
then,
I, 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 I disagree completely, and I'm gonna be honest with you. For the last maybe 7 to 8 years, I haven't really asked anyone for their number other than if they did not have social media. You see what I'm saying? Like that's the only time I'm gonna be like, oh well, let me get your number then. And like you said, it's for that reason, and it's not only for me, it's not only for them to see that like I'm moving and working, because obviously, there is a plus. But it's also for me to get some type of understanding of what the fuck they got going on. Because it'll be times where it's like, oh shit, I didn't know this bitch already had 3 kids. And I scroll down through that shit and I'm like, hold up, let me go and make my decision if I really want to fuck with this bitch like that. Cause you ain't gonna know that from a phone number. You don't get to really dig into this bitch's life or personal shit at all to make a determination at any capacity as like what I may or may not be dealing with. And that's your fucking business card, is your motherfucking social media. Like, even if you ain't got a lot of shit on it, bitch, you can look down my shit and you can understand my personality. You can understand my thoughts. You can understand my likes, my dislikes. And maybe I can get some of that from you. So before I even waste my time doing a bunch of chopping it up with you on the phone, if we even get that far, it's probably best we exchange that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I tell players, man, it's the type of shit that you can learn from a woman's social media. The shit, it should cost 19.99. Like
Yep.
it's worth it. You feel me? If I was
That's
interested in a woman, it was like 19.99. You want to know about it? I pay it. Like shit, nigga. I want to know
facts.
because
That shit
you
like a
can see how
motherfucking
she
Carfax
interact.
or
You know?
something.
You see the pictures and shit. That's one thing, and then you see her at the family reunion and shit. 7 weeks back, she twerking, hella ghetto and shit, drinking with her sister, just all types of shit, bro. Why would you not try to look through that shit, nigga? And that don't
All
mean
that.
go like through all the photos either. Just look, fool. That's all you gotta do is look.
All
You ain't
that.
gotta like you see just small little details. You wanna look, you wanna do your study and validate her at the same time.
All
Maybe if
that.
I get these likes up, maybe she'll look at me. Nah, bro, like the bitches don't look at who likes them. They just look at how many, bro. Just to let y'all niggas know. They just care about how many, bro. They don't care about who you is.
Who it is. Yeah. And another thing is like you know, like you said as well, a bitch respect a nigga different when she see, other women respect a nigga. I know that
Hmm.
too for a fact. Like, there plenty of times I might go out, meet a bitch, chop a bitch up. She might think I'm cool looking in person and all this shit. But obviously, when she go to my social media and she realize, hold up, it's a lot of bitches fucking with this nigga. It's a lot of bitches coming under this nigga posting and respecting what he got to say and salute. And it's a lot of niggas doing the same shit. Now
Hmm.
she understand, bitch, I ain't tripping off you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's an automatic respect level. She know how she got to deal with me because, bitch, I'm used to this shit. You ain't no, you know what I'm saying? Like, you not finna change my life. More than likely, I'm gonna change yours.
That's facts. And that's the best mindset to have, just knowing that you have the value, you know what I'm saying? And just knowing that value is not all about tangible things, bro. Like a lot of times like you'll see people giving awards at like ceremonies and shit, the Grammys or whatever, and they'll be thanking their wife and they'll be like, man, that you helped me through it. And you'll hear some of these red pill cats talking about, man, how did she help you, nigga? She ain't wrote the assignments. Yeah, bro. But at the same time, like sometimes feminine energy can influence you, bro, and it can put you at the peace of mind in order to do the certain shit that you're trying to do, fool. So it's not always about
Look
what
at
she doing with
LeBron.
her hands
Look at
and her pocket.
LeBron. You know? A motherfucker don't know all the shit that his wife may or may not do, but he gonna tell you every time, like, man, she the reason I be so locked in, cause she take a lot of shit off my plate that I can't fuck with on the day to day, so I can go be great, so I can focus on being great. You
Mm-hmm.
don't get to that level without having a supportive bitch who gonna help you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I got a double question. The first one is about life, and the second one's about data. So about the life game. What are three things that you learned throughout life that you wish you could have read out a book so you would have had to experience it?
Um, that's a great question. But I'm gonna add something to that question. See, a lot of shit I was very smart about, and I might have seen it, but I think experience and fucking up helped me more because I'm just that type of person where I was young and intelligent, so I was like, oh man, that shit ain't gonna happen to me.
Right, right. I
Right? But
feel it.
experience taught my ass. But what I will say, three things, having a strong plan. And the plan that, everybody always tell you, I have a plan, have a plan, no, but it's different because when motherfuckers say, time fly, it really do. So like, even if the plan, you don't work it to a T, the fact that you got a system where you in a structure that you constantly working towards, it gives you an identity, it gives you something to keep you on track, it keeps you moving in the right space, right?
Mm,
So that's one of the most important things: having a plan, having an organization, having structure, not procrastinating, getting things done, understanding the importance of time, right?
mm-hmm.
Then I would say, if a motherfucker could have broke down earlier to me the importance of, creating legitimate business. You know what I'm saying? Because so much money, and in my prime, came through a motherfucking hands that if I would have knew the business credit game and all that shit at that time, I probably would have been a multimillionaire by now, just for the sense of how fast I was able to accumulate money and having the mentality and the know-how to be like, oh, if I ran this through here and start this over there and put this into this and make sure my company, you look up 5, 10 years of that, now you got a profile and a portfolio that you can go ask for damn near whatever. So
Right.
knowing that early in life, in your 20s, and having a mentor or somebody that can kind of walk you through that makes you a very dangerous person. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, third, I would say, man, just remembering the importance of my foundation. And it's not that I ever stop, believing in what my foundation was or whatever. But what I will say is when you get into street life, it's a fast life, right? So for me, I left home like young, 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 young. I'm going city to city, bumping my head, trying shit, doing shit. And so no matter how many phone calls I make, it ain't the same as when you pulling up and you touching your grandmama. It ain't the same as when you pulling up at your auntie house for the barbecue. It ain't the same as when you seeing your cousin on multiple times a week. You just pulling up on Christmas. You might pull up on Thanksgiving. You might miss some of them.
Right.
And for me, it made me so engulfed and so entrenched in the game to where, my focus became more about the next trap more than, a lot of things. And like you said, I feel like as you get older, then life starts working in reverse. um because you value those moments way more. You know what I'm saying? Like you start looking at the moments like, oh shit, and they become more urgent. So when my grandma passed, a lot of those things I started looking at in hindsight, like, yo, like the money was gonna be whatever the money was gonna be regardless. But like, shit, it's so many times, so many situations. You looking back at photos, like, man, I wish I could have made more memories. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and add my three. My number one is what you call it. That's the what they call it, honorable mention. Well, this is really really important. But the reason why I say it's honorable mention because everybody don't care, but it's get your credit right. Credit will open up big doors for you, and it's some shit that when you're young you don't give a fuck about. But I can't
Facts.
really teach you the value of that if you don't value it already. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the honorable mention. The first thing is don't chase women, bro. And I'm not saying that don't entertain women that want to fuck with you, but I'm saying like I wasted so much time chasing women when I was young. I could have been
Mm-hmm.
5 steps higher in Scott and hopscotch too. But you
Mm-hmm.
get the experiences from it. But that's why I want to emphasize. I'm not saying go on monk mode when you're young. I'm just saying that don't spend your energy chasing. I'm not saying you can't deal with one. I'm not saying be a virgin until you're 27. Fuck all that. I'm just saying that don't make it your life and shit. Like a lot of these niggas be wanting coaching and shit. Don't even got a place in the car and shit. They be worried about how to get some ass. Like, don't be that
Facts.
guy. Number two, um, uh, don't see yourself in other people. Excuse me. Stop seeing yourself in other people. Like, excuse me. Stop expecting yourself from other people. A lot of
Mm.
times, you frustrate yourself, but this is because they not doing what you would do. Well, nigga, they different, bro, and you just got to accept that.
Mm.
Third thing is very important too is knowing that the people who gonna support you not always gonna be your family. A lot of times we'll discourage our dreams and second guess ourselves because mama's saying we can't do it or our teacher saying we can't do it. But at the
Mm,
same time, as you probably know too, I can get online and talk shit, and I didn't got more support from niggas who I never even met in real life versus people who I can touch and give them a high five all day. So just know that just because you're not getting the support you expect or think you worth is definitely out there.
that's a fact. I piggyback off that, and I want to go even as far as to say it's way more support that's gonna come from those people than gonna come from your immediate family and friends. Not to say that I ain't, had support from friends and family, but it's just a different level of it because when people are up on you every day, it's hard for them to value you as much as somebody who's watching you from afar, right? Because they're looking at you from a distance and they're like, damn, how does he do it? How does he wake up and da 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 day after day after day after day after day? So you almost got godlike energy to that person. But for that nigga that grew up with you and y'all used to hoop together every week and y'all stayed next door to each other, in his mind, even if you great, a lot of times he's still like, man, you still I feet from da 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 da, nigga.
Hmm.
Nigga, why you acting funny? You like, nigga, I ain't acting funny. I'm just locked in. I'm just focused. I ain't been picking up the phone, nigga, because I'm practicing, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And his whole shit is like, well, you ain't who you used to be. Nigga, of course. Because for me to be great, I gotta discontinue what I used to be doing. I can't smoke with you every Wednesday no more. I can't go to the bowling alley and try to fuck on bitches with you. Like that ain't what type of time I'm on. You know what I'm saying? So it's easier for them to devalue that and to minimize it and to not believe in it. Because when motherfuckers come from the same reality as you come from, and they not as successful, bro. It's like, bro, come on. You think you can be president and we from the same neighborhood, nigga? Hell no. Everybody over here work at the factory and everybody over here do blah blah. Ain't no way you finna be this gigantic whoop whoop whoop. They just can't see as big as you. But it'll be a motherfucker somewhere far off who like, oh, he got it. He can do it. I see it. That motherfucker's cold. And that's just the way of the world, bro.
Yeah, I don't know if I told you, but I remember my first consultation that I had. I thought a nigga was trolling me. I couldn't fathom that a cat was gonna pay me $200 to get him dating advice. I was like, this can't be
Mm.
right. Because I've been giving it the shit this whole time. Ain't nobody never paid me shit. Maybe they bought me a
Mm.
beer or something other than that.
You like, hold up, you really finna give me $200 to
Mm,
just chop it up and conversate with you?
yeah,
But
man.
he valued you because you brought value to your knowledge. You brought value, you created a platform and showed and proved consistently. Look, I know what I'm talking about. And for that person that don't have that knowledge, they like, I'm willing to pay for it. But again, your homeboy might look at it like, ain't no way in hell nobody man give you $200, nigga. For man, I'm finna put spend that money on some pussy, nigga. That's how the next nigga
Right, right,
thinking.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. All right. Now the other part of the question is about the women in the dating. What are three things that you learn about women mishaps from three things that you thought one thing and it end up being this? Let me get three of those.
Um, never assume that you know a bitch is loyal to you just because she been around you for some years. You know what I'm saying? Like, been plenty of situations where bitch has been around me years, and I'm like, bro, she would never do that. She would never. Ah, man, ain't no way
Right,
she'll
right, right.
be right next to me and texting this other nigga. Ain't no way she'll go run off and blase blase. Ain't no way you'll be at work and da 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 da. Man, that shit didn't happen a million one ways. So that's the advice that I would give to a young nigga is like, man, you got to stay on your toes. You got to be a step ahead because you will fall vulnerable thinking just because we've been around each other a long time that the whole time this motherfucker concrete solid. You
Mm,
feel me? And I'm not saying that it don't exist because there are good women who are solid, right? But it's very few, especially in today's times when there's so many distractions. because I think we're in a time, well, at least we're modern women, and I'm not saying all women, but modern women who have a modern women mentality, they value men less. So these types of women, they coming into a situation looking at you as replaceable, looking at you as disposable, looking at you like, oh, you just another dude trying to get me. How much money you got? What's up with the bag? I fuck with you for as much as I feel like you could do for me. And to them women, well, it ain't much loyalty. It's like, man, you good for me as long as you good for me. If that makes sense to you, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
there's always gonna be a line full of other niggas that's ready to do whatever. And I think sometimes guys get caught up, you get comfortable, and a motherfucker start believing it can't happen to them, and it's like, nah, bro, it could always happen to you. It could happen this year. It could happen 20 years later. You know what I'm saying?
Right, 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 right.
I didn't see motherfucker. You like, damn, they was together 20 years. At the end of that shit, though, man, she still wanted half. She still wanted to make his life a living hell. I don't give a fuck how that shit started. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Another one I would say is understanding that over time, some motherfuckers just change. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Some motherfuckers just, you be like, oh man, I saw her in this light. Or even you gonna change. You might grow. You might develop. You might gain some skills where you like, man, this bitch is light years behind me now. I'm trying to boss her up and sauce her up and introduce her to another way of thinking. And this bitch still thinking like a bird. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta understand when, like, man, dog, man, I'm growing, and bitch, you're not growing with me the way I'm thinking. You're not trying to elevate to the level. Now you becoming a problem because you're not growing with me. You know what I'm saying? And the other advice I would give a nigga is, you know what I'm saying? Well, and this is something that I feel like I did the right way, but I'ma still throw it out there just because I feel like dudes need to hear it. And it's just like, man, you know, creating seeds that you're not ready for. It could be the ultimate downfall of a man. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a lot of partners and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with kids, but I got a lot of partners who 16, 17, 20, 24, they just knew they had the one. And he made a baby with this chick, and you fast forward 10 years, this bitch bipolar, this bitch crazy, but this your baby mama. You know what I'm saying? And now y'all got a 10-year-old, and y'all ain't together. And them 10 years you spent trying to figure out how to feed that kid was your 10-year prime, where you could have been figuring out how to start that business, where you could have been figuring out how to do this, do that. And so now, fast forward, you ain't 27, you 37, and it's crunch time, and you looking like, damn, I love my kid, but man, shit, man, my shit still ain't together. Like, man, I spent all this time going back and forth with this bitch. We got a couple kids. I'm still nowhere near close to the space or the mindset, nor do I have the time to lock in and focus like I should have. And so, you not nothing in the motherfucker so fast, so early, it gives you that breathing room to focus on building up self. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need that, man, because you're going to fuck up, right? Like, ain't nobody perfect unless you got a phenomenal mentor and your parents give you a good jump start. Man, you don't even really start finding yourself till like 30. Just being real. You know what I'm saying? And even then, who's to say you're gonna have enough consistent income to gamble enough to even figure out what's gonna work out for you, right? Because the average good career where you making 100, first of all, 100,000 a year ain't even a whole lot of money no more. But the average good career, you probably ain't gonna even get that shit cranked up to after 30 to be making 6 figures a year consistently. You know what I'm saying? Like clockwork.
Yeah, man, that's some good fire wisdom right there. Well, I want you to tell these guys, give them some last words, and tell them about the music you got coming out and what to look out for. To put up the camera on you, my brother.
Man, listen. First of all, before I get off on here, I want to tell you I appreciate you for bringing me on here, and for the people that watch this, make sure you go watch because I also interviewed him. Gave me an excellent interview. You know what I'm saying? We got some legendary clips already off of it. and
Mm.
hopefully I was able to do the same. But you can follow me on Instagram at 2D TV. It's called 2D TV because I make a lot of creative content where I give messages. You know, I try to be inspirational, motivational, educational at the same time as being entertaining. And so with that, you're gonna get music, but more than importantly, you're gonna get, you know, messages that will help you in your day-to-day life. You can also follow me on Game for Sale Artwork underscore. I paint, I create art all the time, and I sell a whole lot of art. You know what I'm saying? And so for to people that are creative and artistic, and you want something dope in your castle, you can follow me on Game for Sale Artwork underscore. And man, again, like I just want to appreciate you and show appreciation for you bringing me on here and being able to give my story and being able to, you know, give my outlook.
Good man. I appreciate you too. Let me just ask something. Just tell me about what type of art you do, real quick.
So I paint, man, and I do a lot of my art is inspired by my lifestyle, right? But I
Mm.
also do portraits. So here's an example. This is my grandmother. You know, I painted her
Okay.
right before, you know, her funeral. But also I give another few examples before I get off here. I do a lot of game related art as well. So if you can see in the background, you know, because I come from player culture, because I come from that, you know, I get a lot of requests to do a lot of game related artwork, you know, in that realm. But me personally, I'm creative. So, you know, I get all kinds of people asking me to do all kind of things. I do everything from family portraits to player shit to cartoons. Like I'm just a person who's very creative. As you can see, I got art all around the house. So
That's
you know,
beautiful.
for anybody that wants something dope, that wants something that's gonna stand out in their house, or for an event, you know, holler at me, man. I really do
And then this is an expert level clip commercial for your shit now too that you got forever.
it. That part, that
Just
part,
just
that
that
part,
part right
man.
there, reels with the dep. You got all the
Big
examples.
facts,
You got the audio. You ain't gotta do shit. Put
big
that shit in your
facts,
story once per day.
big facts. We heavy on the promotion now.
Mhm. All right, man. It was a pleasure talking to you. I'm gonna put your links down below, man, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. And down in the comment section, let us know what you remember. What was your favorite part? What part struck out to you? And if you want to add some game to what we said, go ahead and drop it in the comments. Because remember, it's not just about me and you; it's about everybody, man. So when you drop that game, you helping out the community, not just me and my man. It's everybody who gonna see it, man. So everybody, peace and blessings. Drop a comment, and we out of here.
Much love, man.